And I just want to get your a brief opinion on this, and then we'll go to the game predictions. But big thing we kind of talked about off air last week. So Daryl Morey recently blamed Boston media for the Embiid's All-Star starting snub, calling them shameless. To which Chris Mannix of Sports Illustrated replied with harsh words for the GM, saying that both media and players voted Embiid number 3, and fans are the ones who voted him 4th overall. He went on to say Morey needs to spend more time. More money with marketing Embiid so that fans like him more. He also went on to say that the way Morey left Houston for Philadelphia was shameless.
Oof.
So I got to ask, is this fair or foul?
Oof.
It seems personal to me.
Yeah.
That's their issue. That's on them. They can do all the talking, they squabbling they want, man. I don't have any opinion on two guys going back and forth. That's on them, man.
That last part was definitely foul. The first part I'd say, if I'm going to comment on that, would be since then, because Russillo responded saying, KOC, Ryan, and Bill Simmons all voted Embiid as a starter. But then someone else said on a podcast that Bill said on his podcast that he voted Giannis over Embiid, even though admittedly he thinks Embiid's having a better year. That's the kind of stuff more. If that's true, that's the kind of stuff Morey's talking about, though.
So I just don't understand. Maybe it's just. I just don't like getting into it because I don't the whole process of guys that get a vote. Who decides who gets a vote? Like in the media, who decides which media gets a vote?
I don't know.
No one knows. I don't know anyone that knows.
No.
So maybe that's the discussion that needs to be had.
Yeah. I
think former players should have more of a say than friggin' some of the media people.
They actually do a poll on former players, but either way it go, it's kind of
like an alumni vote.
I do think, even though I don't know anything about the media, I think the players' vote is a bigger joke than the media. These guys, they voted the guy that didn't even play all year long. That's a joke.
Yeah, it is a joke. Yeah. It shows they're not taking it seriously, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. So you can't blame the media or the fans when their own players are making it a joke.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't understand why people get so upset about it when it's obviously flawed.
Yeah.
Popularity contest, for the most part.
Yeah, he brought up some good points, though. He's talked about how, Philly population exceeds some of the other cities' population. So the fact that the fan vote didn't outweigh other fan votes for those players.
But it's not per city. It's international.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's true, too. Yeah.
It's international, and people can, not the way they got it, people can vote multiple times, and you get extra votes counted if you do it at a certain time. That all that stuff comes into, you never know how it's going to go.
I think Embiid, though, I think he is a little more hated than someone like Jokic. Because
I don't think he's hated. I just don't think he's as popular as the guys that wanted in front of him.
Embiid, his first few years, made some enemies in cities and in players.
I understand that, but he's just not more popular than Giannis, KD, and Tatum. There's nothing wrong with that, because it's not about playing. People don't vote because of how well someone's playing. That's what we're not understanding.
Yeah, it's a popularity contest.
Zion made it in here. I don't remember the last time he's played. It's not about that. Like my kids, I had them set up do a all-star voting. They don't know any stats. It's who I like. This is who I like. This is who I'm picking. I like him. That's my, one of my sons gonna pick Steph Curry. He could pick him. He would pick him 5 times if he could.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it's about. They're not looking at any stats and seeing who's dominating right now. So you got to understand that's what it is. Mm-hmm. That's why I understand when people are how you get so upset about it when everything involved with the voting process it allows for this to happen.
Yeah, it does.
Do you think Embiid winning, for example, would make him more popular? Like winning a championship would make him more popular? I thought the Sixers more popular. Do you think that would just naturally happen?
Yeah, definitely. Winning does. I think it made Giannis more popular.
Yeah.
besides what he's done. But I do think Windham did that in the way he goes about playing.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the haters a player has, like we talked about this with Giannis last week, you have to concede on some of those old hatred points you used to have. Because all the stuff you said, empty stats, if it translates to a ring, then you can't say that stuff because it translated to winning and being the top of your profession. So MVP and a championship and a champion, you got to stop at that point.
Yeah.
There'd be no denying, because everyone wants to say, "Oh, Embiid's just a foul baiter." There'd be no denying a lot of that if you want a ring.
Yeah.
His greatness, I mean.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, he's even said he doesn't really care about the MVP, the All-Star. He wants to win the whole thing. He'd rather win than that other stuff. So
yeah, but
I'm sure it plays a little part in it.
That game against Jokic tells me otherwise. I think he cares a little bit about the MVP.
Yeah, is that MVP or is that more like just showing up the guy that people think is better than you, regardless of the MVP label? I think it's more so it's a mano kind of thing, more so the MVP thing.
Yeah, it's a little ego in there.
Yeah.